So there are two options of investment. One is $1,000 at the end of each year for 15 years in total, and another one is $500 at the end of each year for 30 years, and interest rate is 5% per annum for both the cases. So we have to find which one is preferable, which one will generate more amount in the end. So this one, so let's first find R, which is the interest rate is 5% per annum, and the interest will be given per year anyway, annually. So it will be in terms of decimal 0.05. So what will happen for 15 years? So the first one that is invested at the end of the first one will be there for, since it's for 14 years, so for 15 years, and it is given at the end of each year. So the first one will stay there for 14 years, so that will be 1000, and then 1 plus R will be 1.05, 14. So this is A1. A2 will be 1000 and 1.05, 13. Similarly, A3 will be 1000, A3 1.05, 12, and finally A1, which is the A15, which is the last payment that won't generate any interest because that is paid in the end, at the end, so that's why it's just 1000. So the total amount will be in this case 1000 plus 1000. If I write in reverse order, it will be like that, plus 1000, 1.05 square, like that, and up to 1.05 to the power 14. So we can see this one, the first one's 1.05 power is 0. Basically there are 15 terms, we can see that, and A is 1000, the first term, and R, which is the common ratio, I'm using uppercase R not to confuse with the interest rate there. So R will be 1.05, so the sum will be A R to the power n minus 1 R minus 1, which is 1000 there, 1.05 to the power 15, since n is 15 here, there are 15 terms, and then 1.05 minus 1, like that. So the amount is $21,578.56, and so this is the first option. The amount that is generated in the end is this much. For the second option, the annual payment is $500, and it will be there for 30 years. So I won't go through the procedure again, I will just directly use these things. So we will have the same series there, only instead of 14 we will have 29 there, because instead of 30 it will be 29, as the same it will be paid in the end of every year. So that will be 29, and A will be, the lowercase a will be 500, n will be 30 finally, because we also had 15 here including the first term there, so number of terms will be 30, and we will have the R common ratio will be same here, 1.05. so our summation in this case will be, let's call it A again, or maybe A prime, so that will be 500 there, and then 1.05, like that, 1.05 to the power 30 minus 1, and 1.05 minus 1, like that. So that will be $33,219.42. So this is the amount that is generated in this case, and this is much higher than the first one, and the reason is, of course, the number of years it has been in the account, in that fund. And though the annual payment is less, it's actually half, but the total amount is much more because the number of years it stayed was much higher. It's twice actually. So yeah, so of course the second option is preferable.